Do you constantly worry about what people think about you? Do you change your behaviour or opinion just to fit in with the crowd? In this video, I'm going to explore the dangers of caring too much about what people think about you and the negative impact it can have on your life. So let's kick off with a problem with people pleasing. When you care too much about what others think, you start to lose yourself in the process. You may feel like you're living in a constant state of performance, trying to impress others rather than being true to yourself. You know, this can lead to feelings of anxiety, stress and burnout. It's not good, is it? Right, the consequences of seeking validation. You know what? When you constantly seek validation from others, you give them power over your self-worth. You know, you may feel like you're constantly seeking approval, and that can be very exhausting. You may also start to compromise your values and beliefs to fit in with others. So how can we break free from the cycle of caring too much about what other people think of you? You have to start by practicing self-worth. You have to start by practicing self-awareness, self-acceptance. Remind yourself that it's okay to be different and that you don't need everyone's approval to be worthy. You know, caring too much about what others think, it can hold you back massively and stop you living your best life. You know, by focusing on your own values and goals, you can start to break free from the need of validation. Yeah? Love yourself for who you are, because each and every one of us, we're unique in our own little special way. Don't let these demons in your head and other people's opinion control you. Yeah? Because for years, I let them control me, guys. Until I realised that deep down, nobody's bothered. You know, everybody else has got their own lives, their own problems, their own issues, their own struggles. Deep down, they don't really care. Yeah? So, end of the day, you do you, and don't let nothing stop you. There's always going to be people that are going to doubt you and say you're not good enough, and say you can't do this, and say you can't do that. Never ever believe a word they say, yeah? Only you can change your life. You hold the power. Do not let anybody's opinion negatively affect your life, because if you do, it will destroy you. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made in life, you know. I listened to people, you know, people said, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it stuck with me, and I believed it, yeah. So, please, follow your dreams, follow your goals, yeah. Pursue your passion. Never let anybody's opinion sway you from your destiny, you know. Because these people that doubt you, yeah, their life's shit. They're on the wrong path. Don't let them pull you down to their level. You're always going to get people like that in life. Focus on yourself, yeah? That's what you need to do. Right. So, in my teens and 20s, I constantly worried about what people thought of me. You know, for example, name calling. You know, back in the day, I used to be a chubby fucker. So people would shout, oh, here's me, here's Michelin man, look, oh, Jammer's coming. So I used to let it get to me because I cared too much about what people thought. You know, it's like, hold on, a car's rocking up. Oh, this guy sits in Beamer all day here. Don't park there, for fuck's sake. Sorry guys for interrupting. I've been put off. Anyway, let's keep it raw, let's keep it rolling, boys and girls. So where were we? Yeah, in my teens and 20s, you know, I cared too much about what people thought about me. You know, like I said, I were a bit chubby. Used to call me Michelin man. And it stuck with me, and I couldn't get it out of my head because I cared too much about what people thought of me. You know, I've got one ear bigger than the other, if you can see. You'd be like, oh, here's Dumbo. Dumbo's coming over, look at the ear and all that. And if you're a new viewer, you'll not know that I suffer with Tourette's syndrome. But when I was younger, well, I've got it under control now to a degree. I'm not saying I don't have my bad days, But when I was younger, mate, it was fucking serious. I was fucking twitching here, there and everywhere. And they'd be like, oh, here's Jammer, here's Twitchy, look at it, I mean. And I used to let things negatively affect me. That's what I'm saying. Never let what anybody else says to you get to you. But I understand when you're younger, it's difficult. It's took me years to get to the stage where I'm at now, where I don't give a flying fuck, you know what I mean? As I've got older, I've built thick skin. But if I can make this video for you young'uns, if you're watching, yeah, hopefully I can speed up time for yourselves and make you realise that nobody else's opinion matters, yeah? You matter. And what you want in life matters. Never let what anybody else says sway you away from your goals and dreams. Alright, anyway, let's continue. So, yeah, like I say, they'd always make fun of me Tourette's, call me Twitchy and all that, you know. And I was that self-conscious when I was younger. What it were, I always seeked out validation because I cared too much about what people thought. So what I'd do, I'd stand in the mirror, you know, gelling my hair up for hours on end. I'd gel it up, I'd be like, oh, that's a load of wank, that. Wash it out, gel it again. You get what I'm saying? To the point where I had to get every strand in the correct position. And all the clothes I used to wear, they had to be brand new clothes. Because, you know, brand new trainers. Because I didn't want people thinking that I were a scruff. Now, at the end of the day, I was just seeking validation. Because I cared too much about what people thought about me. It's mad, looking back. I think, like, why the fucking hell were I like that? But, you know, when you're younger, you think and act differently, don't you? I just wish, back then, I would have knew what I know now. You know what I mean? I wish I could put my brain into a younger Jammer's brain. And then, fucking hell, you know, sky's the limit. I probably would have achieved a lot more in life, yeah? But this is what I'm trying to help you young'uns out there. Because I know a lot of you struggle with obviously caring too much about what people think. And it can stop you pursuing your dreams and goals in life. You know, if somebody says, oh, you're not good enough to do that, you can't be a footballer, you're shit. Let's say that were you, yeah? And you took that to heart. You never know, you could have been a professional footballer, but that negative comment stopped you from pursuing that dream, yeah? So, what I'm saying now is never let anybody's opinions sway you from where you're supposed to be going in life, yeah? Always believe in yourself. Believe you've got the ability. Yeah? It's within yourself. Somebody else's opinion don't mean jack shit, does it? But I know it's easy for me to say that because I'm at the point now, the older I've got, the less I give a fuck. You know, you can call me all the names under the sun now, mate. I'm not bothered, honestly. Yeah, I get that much abuse on my YouTube channel. I get called this, that and the other, yeah? I get death threats on my emails. Bring it on. I'm not fucking bothered. I very rarely react to any comments on YouTube. Unless I need to about certain things, do you know what I mean? But, yeah. Anyway, where were we? Right. Yeah. Yeah, so as I've got older, I've stopped caring. And you need to too. Stop caring about what people think of you. I'm like a broken record, but follow your dreams, follow your goals, yeah? Never let any fucker sway you from your path. Because you're always going to get them darters that say you can't do it. You're not good enough, yeah? Prove them fucking wrong, yeah? Prove to them that you've got what it takes, yeah? Most of them are just jealous bastards. Because they've gone down the wrong path in life because they've not got the bollocks to change. So, hopefully this video will help somebody out there and help you stop overthinking about everything. Focus on yourself, yeah? Forget what the darters say. Right, and I've got an end of the video challenge here. I've wrote this down. Well, I've wrote some notes down because it's a lot to fucking remember. But these are all my words. So I want you to leave with a challenge today. Take a step back and evaluate how much you're letting others define your self-worth, yeah? Start to focus on your own values, your own goals. Don't be afraid to be yourself, even if that means standing out from the crowd. And always remember, your worth and identity come from within yourself. Don't let others define them for you. Never do it. Never let anybody do that. God bless everybody. Massive respect to everybody that watches. Like, subscribe, shares, all that good shit. I massively appreciate every one of you, yeah? Yeah, man. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, guys. Respect.